Here we have the rocket launcher, a powerful weapon that in first-person view just looks like a fancy metal cylinder. That's TF2 for you, deal with it because it's awesome. This is the first model of rocket launcher invented at Manco, and as of yet I'm pretty damn sure it's the best. This weapon can definitely cause some major damage, and to make everything better, just like in real life, this particular weapon of mass transport will not obliterate your legs if you detonate it below your feet, but will send you flying into the air mostly unharmed. This seemingly useless function is in fact not useless at all. Since the clip holds 4 rockets, that's right, 4, not 3, you can fly through the air, giving yourself a major height advantage and making yourself hard to hit, and still have 3, that's right, 3, not 2, rockets left to dish out massive amounts of damage, and take out some vital members of the enemy team without even having to reload. Obviously, as is natural with anything that explodes, it's generally not a good idea to detonate it near yourself unless you want some major airtime, in which case by all means do carry on. So the rocket launcher defaults as a primarily mid-long range weapon, or at least anything outside the explosion radius range. Though, don't let that discourage you, because even if you've got no choice but to shoot someone right next to you with it, you'll still be receiving a lot less hurt than the person taking an explosive to the face. Now again, as is natural for any real Manco weapons, it's going to have a downside, and in this case it's that the rockets are pretty damn slow, all things considered, and as a result, the ability to anticipate movement is vital. Though once you have that down, it's totally worth having 4 shots in the clip, hint hint, Liberty Launcher. The balance created by assigning this weapon to the soldier creates an interesting sort of jack-of-all-stats class, perhaps leaning a bit more towards a tank. You can sure as hell take a hit and pack a punch, but you're not the best at taking a hit, and you don't have the best damage output, and you certainly don't have the best mobility unless you're the damn good rocket jumper. However, this doesn't make you a bad class, it all just cooperates with the elemental rock, paper, scissors aspect of the game. You can take down a scout by using a rocket splash to your advantage, but generally against a scout who can dodge damage well, this becomes a challenging fight to win, where your advantage is a lot of health and splash damage, and his is a hit scan weapon. Against engineers in the sentries, you have the advantage of straight flying projectiles with splash damage, but you can't damage a sentry faster than the engineer can repair it, and even without the engineer, that doesn't help at all when you have to face a sentry directly. You also have a range advantage over the pyro, but if he's good at air lasting, well, it's as if the pyro has an invincibility factor and you might be screwed. Of course, there's always another weapon to help you deal with that. The shotgun, the most shared stock weapon in the game. There isn't really much to say about the shotgun, except that it's a bit like the Scout's scattergun, only a bit weaker, but the function is exactly the same. You run up to someone's face and send metal flying into it. Fun, right? The weapon is often underrated, but it's a great tool to finish off opponents without having to deal with the pretty slow reload of your rocket launcher, or for getting past the fact that your primary isn't a hit scan weapon. It's actually immensely powerful at close range, and I personally think that when playing soldier, one of the worst things you can run into as a soldier who's better with a shotgun than you are. As is common for many weapons in TF2, its range is its weak point, along with the fact that you have to reload each shot one at a time. But if you're really that close, you just might want to finish it up with some good melee action instead of waiting to reload enough shots to finish up. The shovel, simple and stupid, and I love it. Well, it's not my soldier melee of choice. The shovel will definitely get the job done given that you're close enough to your victim to hit them. Each hit does 59 to 72 damage and can therefore usually take down light classes in 2 hits, and most other classes in 3, TF2's ridiculous melee crit rate not being taken into account. As is typical to the stock melee weapons in the awesome game that is TF2, you don't have to deal with any game-changing upgrades or downgrades with the shovel. You just take it out when you need to, or when you don't need to, and start hitting people. And I'm going to leave this episode with a warning that the shovel does not have a guarantee that it won't burst into flames, and you can't really do anything about it because suing Manco is about as safe a sport as synchronized swimming with bears in a pool full of sharks with acidic blood that can shoot heat-seeking killer bees from their eye sockets during a nuclear holocaust.